Hello my beautiful mamas, and welcome back to another episode of Diaries of a Mumpreneur with me, Josephine Snowling. Diaries of a Mumpreneur has been created for me to share my journey with you from growing from 0 to 7+ figures with my business, all whilst remaining a stay-at-home mum. I am all about creating wealth and abundance with complete ease whilst following my passion and remaining true to my parenting values with no sacrifices required to my parenting or any other desires in my life. It should all just flow. So if this is something that is calling to you, if you are an aspiring mumpreneur, or if you already are a mumpreneur and you want to find fellow mumpreneurs, then come along for the journey. Make sure that you subscribe to Rebirth of the Mother so that you get notifications of when new episodes of Diaries of a Mumpreneur are released. So today's episode, I am really excited about. Today we are talking about social media, and I have been going through a bit of a roller coaster journey with social media, mainly over the last few weeks, but it's been a journey that's kind of spanned ever since I started the whole idea of creating a business, really. So I alluded to in episode 1 what episode 3, today's episode, was going to be about. So I alluded to the fact that I was going to be talking about this idea of me leaving social media. I had stepped away from Instagram, which is the social media platform that I use for my business, and I had stepped away from it for, well, it's kind of like close to 2 months now. I had a lot of things going on personally in my life, with my family, a lot of private things, and I just needed to step away. I needed time away from social media. My body was like physically blocking me. Like every time I went to go and create a post, to go on there and look, it was literally like my body was physically stopping me from doing it. And that for me was like my sign that I shouldn't be doing this right now. And in that time away from social media, it really gave me a chance to dig into my business, to really explore whether social media was actually something that I wanted to have as a part of my business. I think we get into this mindset in this day and age where social media is such a big thing that we believe that if we don't have it, we can't be successful, and that it is kind of just like a given part of your business strategy. Now, I'm not anti-social media at all. I think it has so many benefits, so many positives, but with everything, I mean, there's always two ends of the stick, isn't there? There's always a positive and there's always a negative. And it's really what fits you and your lifestyle and your business. And I think that so many of us are falling into this trap, myself completely included, that we feel we have to have social media as a big part of our business, that we can't grow our business, we can't expand it unless we are somehow on at least one social media platform. I mean, I don't know how some of these people manage being across several platforms. So I think this can be quite toxic because it's not us really taking time to consider whether this is something that our business really needs, whether it's something that we enjoy as part of our business. It's just like this given thing that we should be doing it. And if we're not, we start to feel guilty, or we start to feel like we're not competent enough as entrepreneurs. Like, why are we not using these things? So this 2-month step back from social media was a really interesting experiment. It wasn't intended this way. Like I say, I had a lot of things going on personally in my life that I just needed a break from social media in general. But whilst taking this break, it really showed me some of the areas that I was falling down in using social media and going on Instagram all of the time. So before I stepped away, I was trying to commit myself to 5 posts a week. So I could not sustain a post every single day, but I was just about managing to do 5 posts a week. And bear in mind, I actually have 4 Instagram accounts, but I only use 2 of them. So I was posting on 2 Instagram accounts. So it was actually, for me, in my business, 10 posts a week that I was trying to create. And although I was doing a lot of reels, because reels is where you grow your audience, that's how you attract new followers. Although I was doing reels where it was a lot of pieces to camera, which for me I found was like the quickest thing. It took me a long time if I was filming lots of little snippets like in my day and then putting them together. So for me, and I felt most comfortable doing those pieces to camera because I do the YouTube videos. It kind of felt more natural for me to just do those 60-90 second reels. So although I had got into a place where I really was only spending 60 to 90 seconds to record them, because I got quite good at not keep doing lots of retakes. I kind of just went for it, trusting in the fact that whatever was being produced was what people needed to hear and what needed to, that was the message that needed to flow out of me. But it still takes time to write the little description box, to, especially in the beginning, think about your hashtags, what you're going to use. And then, if you want to stick some music behind it, if you want to put filters, whatever you want to do, even creating the little like Instagram thumbnail type thing, because I was trying to create this like aesthetic across my whole like feed, I was going into like Canva and creating that, and you think actually when you start to add up all these little bits, it takes time. And then you have to post it onto your stories. And I wasn't just literally going, hey, I've got a new reel. I did like a whole warm up thing to like each reel for my audience. And it was just so time consuming. And I did start to get growth. I did get a lot more growth when I was posting more consistently. I will completely agree with that. But what was happening in my day-to-day life, in my mum life, was I just literally had Instagram on my brain 24/7, because I was constantly feeling like I had to think of new ideas and, start filming these things. And when am I going to post this? And, oh, I haven't posted this today, so I need to do something. And for me personally, I just found that I lost all presence with my kids, because all I had in the back of my head was bloody Instagram, which is not what I want to have happen. Like, of course you're going to get ideas and inspiration come to you when you're with your kids, but it's very different to getting an idea that you just quickly jot down and then you can move back, to what you're doing, versus constantly in your brain trying to think up new things, because you're just becoming a slave to this stupid algorithm. And quite frankly, I just got fed up with it. And I was like, right, okay, I'm just stepping away from it. And I'm not going to become a slave to this, basically. So I had this moment where I was like, right, I'm coming off of Instagram. That's it. I'm not doing any social media. Because the other big thing for me as well was that, and you will be able to relate to this as well, being a mum, your time that you spend on your business is precious, because you don't have much of it, especially if you want to run a business in a way where you're still very, very much a stay-at-home mum, and you still have, 70% of your time is taken up with caring for your children, raising your kids. Anything that you touch in your business has to be of value and worthwhile of your time. And for me, I just felt like I was putting all this time and energy into creating a reel that if it didn't get picked up within 48 hours on Instagram, it was basically just dead content. Yes, I might have had followers who found my account and then went back through, the previous work that I had done. But that was few and far between. I mean, we were talking like a handful of people that might have done that. And so, and also as well, if you've ever done that, I don't tend to look at a lot of the description stuff, which is where like links to your products are and all of, your calls to action are. So I just felt like it was becoming almost a waste of my time. And this was why I took a step back and decided to move more of my focus onto YouTube. Now, this is just my personal preference, and this is what it works for me, what I enjoy doing, what my business seems to, like the direction, the life of my business seems to be pulling itself towards. Because for me, YouTube is this evergreen machine. It's a search engine. Now, I know social media platforms are starting to become that way. They have their own search engines in them, but it's not the same thing because there's so much of this short form content. It's not like you go onto Google and you type in, how do I become a mum entrepreneur, for example, say, and you get an Instagram reel come up in that feed of that search criteria. That does not happen. Whereas with YouTube, because YouTube is it's a search function, basically, it's a search engine, everything that you create on there is of value. So even if you post it and it doesn't get masses of views to begin with, that video, once you start to get traction and you get more subscribers, that video still has the potential years down the line to be of value to you and your business. There's she is a mum entrepreneur that I follow on YouTube, and she's very, very successful in her business, grown her business from 0 to what is she? I think she's 8 figures now. And I love her attitude. It's, it's all about ease. It's completely what I'm like aspiring to do. And she was saying that she has videos that are 6 years old that still bring her in sales, because the video talks about a particular topic. She has a link to a course that is related to that topic in that video, and she still makes sales from it 6 years down the line. So none of that time that she spent was wasted. Whereas there's no way you could say that about anything you create for Instagram. Now, like I say, I'm not, anti-social media. There are lots of people out there that make very successful businesses from social media. And it is definitely something that I still want to have as a part of my business strategy. And when I came to thinking this, initially I was like, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step away from social media for now. I'm going to focus on YouTube. And my social media strategy is going to be, once I have started to bring in enough revenue from my business, I will hire a social media manager and a content creator. And I will dip in and out of it then personally when I want to, and allow them to churn out what is needed to meet the algorithm's needs. So that decision came to me about a week ago, and it just felt so empowering. I felt so bold in myself and in my business to be making this decision to say, I'm walking away from social media and I'm okay with that. And I feel confident about that. And I feel that if anything, it's going to support and enhance my business, not to hinder it in any way. So, but things have changed over a week. And again, I can't even remember when this came to me, but I was thinking about this decision, and I was out and about with the girls, and I can't remember exactly what I was doing. I was doing something in the garden, and I thought, oh, this would be great to share with Rebirth of the Mother, with the, my followers of Rebirth of the Mother. But it wasn't like a YouTube worthy piece of content. It wasn't a long form piece of content. It was like this quick little snippet of something that just came to me, and I thought, again, I can't really remember off the top of my head what it was, but then I thought, I don't have an avenue if I leave social media for this kind of content, this quick couple of sentences that would just add some inspiration to someone's day, that just felt like it needed to flow out of me and to be shared with others. So I just did not feel like I then had a platform to support this voice that wanted to come through in this short way. It wasn't something that I wanted to create an entire 20-minute, 30-minute YouTube video about. And although YouTube has a community area, it's not quite the same as what social media has, what Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all those kinds of platforms have. So then I started to revisit this idea of walking away from social media. And I just started to look at why I was doing it. Why was it that I was walking away from it? And really what it boiled down to was that I just could not sustain what I believed was required in order to be successful on this platform. So for me, as I said in the beginning, I could not commit to posting every day. Even 5 days of the week across my 2 accounts was just too much. I did not like that mismatch of that work-life balance. For me, I really like to have set time and structure, which is what I talk about in episode 1. So if you want to know more, if you've missed that episode, go back and check out episode 1 of Diaries of a Mumpreneur, because it talks all about how creating structure actually allows for flow, and how structure has really helped me to become present in all of the things that I do. So this was a big thing I felt I was losing, that I could have created more structure around how I was interacting with social media, but because it was taking so much time, I did not want my structured business work time to be all about social media. And for me, I want to feel like when I go and create things for my business, that I am like zoned in on that. And then when I have time with my kids, I am zoned in on that. And yes, sometimes you get inspiration that crosses over, but it's fleeting moments. It's not like taking you completely out of that moment, And I just felt that was a big thing, that being on Instagram was stopping. So I looked at all of this, and I almost had this like voice come to me in my head that said, this is rubbish, Jo. Like, this is completely your made up story. You have created a belief that in order to be successful on social media, or in order to use social media as a tool to support your business and your growth, that you have to do all of these things that everybody else talks about all the time. And something just said to me, why are you not just creating your own reality? Why are you following what everyone else is doing? And it just hit me, and I was like, yeah, that's a really good point, isn't it? And I then just started to look at it completely differently. And I was like, okay, what if, excuse my French, I just say fuck the algorithm? That's it, like, source is my algorithm, my connection with the universe, and my thought system, my beliefs, my vibration. That is what creates my algorithm for my business, not Instagram. And it feels even more bold than saying, do you know what, I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to walk away from social media altogether. But I want this creative channel where I can just go, oh, do you know what, I'm feeling really inspired, and I just want to drop this little message out there to my followers, to my subscribers. And Instagram provides that for me, but I don't need to follow all of these other things. Now, for me, I don't, to have an Instagram account, I don't want millions of followers. Well, it's not that I would be against it, but that is not my aim. My aim is not to get massive growth and have millions and millions of people. If that happens as a byproduct, then okay, great. But that is not my aim, and it is not something that, to be honest, I really desire. For me, I want to attract people who are attracted to my work, who follow me because they really believe in the message that I am trying to put across, who really believe that I can help them, I can support them and empower them. Those are the people that I want to attract. And if I only get to 10,000 of those people, but all 10,000 of those people really truly believe in the message that I'm putting out and are really behind this and want to be part of a community of, in Rebirth of the Mother's case, mothers who believe that they can have it all, they can achieve all of their desires while still staying true to their parenting values, then I'm pretty darn happy with 10,000 people who are all behind that. I've followed accounts on Instagram where they promote growth and they teach about growth strategies, and they have millions of followers, and they even quite honestly release information that says when you boil down your follower count, especially when you're looking at big accounts, you're really only looking at 30% of that being people that buy from you, that want your products and services. Like, that is a very low number, 30%. But I wonder if it's because there's been so much focus on the growth and attracting lots of people and making that follower number as big as you can. Whereas if we just change that around and said, actually, my aim is to just put out quality. And I'm going to put that quality out when I feel it is in me and wants to come through me and be released. And if that means that there's 5 days in between one of my posts, then so be it. You know, I don't want followers who, if I don't post for 2-3 days, say, well, sorry, that's enough. You know, I'm more than happy for those people to leave my account. I want people who are going to stick around. And also, for me, especially with Rebirth of the Mother, I know that those people that are happy to leave on that basis are not really aligned with what the message I'm trying to bring across. Because mums, you know other mums. They know that they have busy lives, that they're spinning all of these plates, and that social media is not always a priority. It's very low down on the list. So they're the people that I want to attract. And it just felt really empowering to think of it in this way. So I am going to go back onto Instagram, but I'm going to go back onto Instagram in my own terms. And that means that I post when I feel inspired to do it, when I feel that I genuinely have something that wants to come through, and it's not content, it's not long form content that's worthy of something like YouTube. That is the kind of stuff that I want to get out. I want to prioritize quality over quantity, because to be honest, like, I follow some of these big accounts who have really inspiring things, but there's only so many times you can keep saying the same thing with your message. And sometimes when you follow these accounts, it kind of gets a bit boring after a while. And I feel sorry for those content creators, because, you know, they can only say it in so many different ways, you know. And, you know, I want my followers to be that interested in what it is that I have to say, that they are actually looking out for my posts. You know, they are looking forward to seeing them come up in their feed. They favorite my account because what I put out is quality, and every single time it just hits and it lands, rather than just I'm churning because I'm keeping up with this stupid algorithm. So that is the reality that I want to create. And it's been really interesting seeing that walking away from it for me was actually really playing on limiting beliefs. You know, I can create the reality I want for my business, for my life, for my family, for who I am as a mother. So why shouldn't I be able to do the same with social media? So we'll see how it goes. So I have gone back onto Instagram. So if you're interested in following, then you can find me at Rebirth of the Mother. I do have obviously my other account as well, which is at Josephine Snowling, which for any of you that are interested is all about raising your consciousness. It's about living consciously in order to create the life that you desire. So it's all around law of attraction, mindset, vibration, raising your conscious awareness. So if you're interested in that, that's at Josephine Snowling. And again, you will see posts as and when, you know, I want to do them. And if I need to take a break, then I need to take a break. And I hope that almost in doing that, if you feel inspired to do this as well, let your followers know that. That's, you know, I'm going to be going on and releasing that to my followers as well. Because I think the more people that do this, then it inspires and empowers other people to like take social media into their own hands, rather than feeling like they are a slave to, you know, these standards that have been created. You know, again, they don't always work for everybody. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. You know, if you enjoy following those strategies and they work for you and your business, then of course do them. But if they don't feel like you can't use a platform or a tool in your business because you're going to be using it in a very different way to what other people use it. So, takeaways from this. So one of the things that I want to be really mindful of, which actually I forgot to mention in the beginning, was another reason I wanted to walk away from social media, was because I found that going on there for my business was attracting me and getting me quite stuck just in my own feed and scrolling, and I was just wasting time on it. And I found that when I just didn't go into the app, I didn't really miss it. I didn't really crave it. It's just become a habit to just go and have a look. And then, you know, we've all done it, you know, a few minutes turns into like half an hour, doesn't it? You know, especially at night when the kids have gone to bed. And that time could have been spent on self-care, on, you know, doing something really valuable for your business, spending time with your partner, all of those kinds of things. So for me, this is something that I need to be really mindful of when I go back on there, that I see Instagram as a tool for my business. It's not really something kind of, it is personal because it's allowing me to kind of get my message through, but it's connected to my business. I'm not going on there because this is a personal account, this is a business account. And I really want to be clear on that distinction for myself, and to just monitor how much I'm getting sucked potentially back into just scrolling on my own feed again. I mean, I'm tempted, I might even just unfollow everybody, just so I don't have that available, but I will see. For me, this is like a mindset thing as well. So it's something to be aware of yourself as well. If you feel like you're getting stuck on there and it's taking your time away from way more precious things that you could be doing. Also, it's about monitoring my mindset to make sure that I'm not falling back into that place of, oh, I need to post today, I haven't posted, and really keeping a check of that. And every time it comes up, just keep saying to myself, is there something I want to share today? If there isn't, then put it down, put the phone down and walk away. I don't need to post. So that's something that I'm going to be really monitoring in my own head as to whether I am sticking to that or not. And for me, it's going to be about when I have that business time. So again, if you're interested in how much time I am spending on my business versus my time with my girls and looking after the house and being with my partner and all those kind of other things, then definitely check out episode 2, which was the previous episode from this one, because that talks about what my week structure is like and when I fit in time for my business whilst being a full-time mum, basically. So go and check out that last episode if you're interested in that. But for me, when I do have time for my business, my priorities are still going to be creating content for YouTube, creating that long form content, because also as well, that is another revenue stream. Once I get past the amount of subscribers that I need and watch time, my business automatically will start generating income through ad revenue, something that does not happen on social media. So that is still a priority, as well as spending time on creating products and services for your customers, for your clients, for your followers and subscribers, because I really got sucked into just creating all this stuff for free. Now, I'm all about putting it out there. Like, don't hold it back. If you want to put it out there, put it out there for free. But you're not going to grow a business if that is all you do. So make sure that your time is divided up between the free stuff as well as the stuff that is actually going to start to bring you money. And in the beginning, another really important area for me that I'm focusing on is making sure that I'm spending time on creating structures to support my business growth, setting up systems of automation within my business. So at the moment, that looks like creating email lists for me at the moment. That's my big thing that I'm focusing on, is creating landing pages, it's creating content to give to people, to encourage them to sign up for my newsletter, to be a subscriber on my email list. That is what I'm kind of looking at doing at the moment. So takeaways from this video. So if you feel that you are in this place as well, and social media is just this like tug and pull thing in your head at the moment, do I do it? Don't I? I love it. I hate it. You know, I get you. Just take away from this video, and some of the questions that you can start to ask yourself is, give this a go. Walk away from it for a little bit. It does not have to be 2 months like I did. Just a week or 2 weeks, just completely come off of social media altogether and just see what you like and what you don't like. What do you like about not being on social media? Is there anything you miss about not being on social media? Because sometimes when we kind of get on this like hamster wheel of producing the content, and then it can be hard to sort of remember what life was like without doing that. So it's a really good test to just highlight to yourself what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy about it. And yeah, just learn from that. Look at your time. Your time as a mum entrepreneur is precious, okay? And this isn't just because you've maybe got young kids and you haven't got the time spare to dedicate more at the moment. For me personally, so my youngest is going to be 3 next year, and she's going to be starting kindergarten and doing 3 mornings a week. So I'm going to start getting more and more time back as my kids grow up and they go to school full time and all of that kind of thing. But my aim is not to get myself eventually back into full-time work. It is not to work full-time with my business. I don't want to be doing my business full-time. I want to create a business whereby I enjoy the time that I am spending on it, but I am not doing 37 hours a week, because I want to create a business and a lifestyle where I have time for other things. I have time to look after my house. I have time to look after my health, downtime, time to relax and go and do things that I want to do and experience and enjoy, time spent with my husband, my family, my friends. You know, my aim is not slowly to increase my work hours. It's to get them to the optimum amount that I feel is enough to satisfy my need of what I need for my business. So think about where your priorities lie. You know, everything that you touch in your business needs to be of value. Your time is precious and it is valuable as well. So make sure that the time that you are spending on anything that you do, just, you know, all you have to do is ask yourself, is this worth my time and my energy? Is this bringing value to me? Like, because it's lighting me up and it's fulfilling me, because it doesn't just have to be, is this bringing me, you know, it's not time versus money. It can be, is this, you know, is this filling me up? Is this, you know, making me satisfied? Is this something that I'm enjoying? But also, is this, you know, going to yield me results in my business as well? And what else have I got? Yeah, another question to ask as well. Sorry, I was just looking at my notes. Another question to ask is, remember that we want ease. We want ease in our business. So ask yourself, is what I'm doing, does it feel satisfying? Does it feel easy? Because the reason I ask the question, does it feel easy? Or does it feel like it's going to become easy? Because not everything that we do in the beginning feels that easy. But the reason that we want to ask, does it feel easy, is not because we want to be lazy, but that's a really good sign that it's not becoming work. It's becoming something you do because you enjoy it. Work is hard when we don't enjoy it. So it can feel challenging because it's new, but ultimately it needs to feel that kind of mix between easy and challenging, not hard, not boring, not something you want to do, that's when you want to be questioning, well, should I be even doing it then? You know, if we want to have these soul-led businesses where it's all about ease, these are the types of questions that we need to start asking ourselves when we're working on our business. And kind of using my own example is just to question yourself and say, are you doing something out of a limiting belief? So like, you know, my decision to walk away from social media, is it because of a limiting belief? And is it a belief that you can turn around and change? You know, mine was, can I put aside that very public opinion on how Instagram works, how to be successful on Instagram, and can I make it work for me? So just be careful of when you do decide to walk away from something. And see, that was really challenging for me, because when I got this idea to walk away from it, it felt so good. And that for me is normally like an indicator that this is the right path. But then shifting into, actually, no, I don't have to walk away from it, I can just do it in the way I want, felt even better, like even more empowering. So just be really conscious of how it is all feeling. That is like my number one indicator. Does it feel good in your body? You know, does it make you tingle? Does it give you goosebumps? Does it get you all giddy? That's a really good indicator that that's the direction that you should be going in. So I'm going to wrap it up there. I hope that you have enjoyed episode 3, all about my trials and tribulations with social media. And I will create another episode a little bit further down the line to give you an update on how this approach is working out, whether, you know, what I'm seeing happening on my Instagram accounts, what I'm seeing happening in my personal life, how it's all working with this idea of creating my own Instagram algorithm reality. That is a bit of a mouthful. Have a beautiful day, whatever you are doing, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.